you okay? Did you want to be in the video with me? Look, you see yourself? Right there. Did you see yourself? Anyway. No, sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down, okay? I'm trying to film this. Ooh. I love you too so much. Your nose is running because it's cold as hell outside. Anyway. So, hi, my name is Abriana, also known as Black Girl Writing. I haven't done that little intro in a minute. So hey you guys, it's me. Today is February 6th, Monday. I'm more than positive I said that right. I'm gonna just say I did. Yeah, it's Monday, the 6th of February. Happy Black History Month. As y'all can see, I am right. Don't you hit me, girl. You. First of all, you need to cut your claws. As in, I need to. But stay right there. I'm trying to show off my shirt. Okay. So necessary. We got the National Museum of African American History and Culture. That museum was amazing. I've only been there once when I was in DC for like 2 days. I was there for like maybe 2 hours. I wish it could have been 3, but the museum is amazing. Anyway, so that was my little intro. So, hey y'all. So what we're going to be doing this week of our self-learning and aka of our outlining like Brandon Sanderson. So I'm gonna tell y'all. So what I have done thus far, I have completely finished all of the what you want to call it, like the structure setting. I think that's what I just remember it being like structure in the title and then me typing some stuff in there. But I finished all that stuff. So all of the character stuff is done. All of like the overview, the little bit of like bullet points that I put in are done. So now I moved on to the plot. The structure, and now the parts. Okay. So then I got that out the way. I'm really excited to say this because I filmed this video already. Little do you know, I filmed this video already this morning. It's like 4 or 3:30 going on 4. I filmed this video this morning. Lost power. Freaked out. Had a whole pissy fit. And I was like, I can't do this video anymore. So now I'm doing it now that I've had lunch. I've worked a little bit. And I'm more clear thought of what I want to say. Because earlier I was stuttering real bad. Because there was this section in Brandon Sanderson's outlining that I couldn't remember. But I couldn't open my laptop because my shit was dead. Because the power was out. So I was like, well, fuck, now I can't even remember what I was even like doing the night before to tell y'all. So now that I've re-looked at the documents and all that stuff, I got all that jazz figured out, and I can come to y'all a little bit more cool, calm, and collected. Okay, so we started with the plot. I've already started how his little his intro to the book itself is going to be. So what Brandon Sanderson put in his like little example was, this book will have so-and-so chapters with so-and-so words and so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. So I did the same thing. And this is really, it's for me, but it's also for my alpha reader because I feel like this is really detailed. So when I send her the final manuscript and I can send her the outline, the 9-step outline, it'll make more sense. If I'm missing something, like she'll know what I'm trying to say if I can't say it. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Cool. So I did the same thing that Brandon Sanderson did, and I said to myself, because I'm lame like that, I said, this book will have 4 parts. Each part will have 10 chapters. Each chapter will have roughly 3,000 words. At the end of this first draft, I should have 40 chapters and 120,000 words, period, for the word count, period. So that's what I have for myself. Girl, where you going? No, come here. Okay, I thought you had something in your mouth. Okay, never mind. No, I thought you had something in your mouth. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. You can go. For real, you can go. I'm sorry. You can go. You can go. You can go. You can go. I thought you had something in your mouth. I'm sorry. I should have just trusted you. I have trust issues, baby. Anyway, so I did that. Period. I feel so good. The next thing that I did was breaking down, like, kind of like the themes. was titled under structured under the intro. And so what Brandon Sanderson had for his was like relationships to training, team building, you know, all the different themes and stuff that would be in the chapters and bullet points. So I did mine similar. He had 4, I only have 3. So I have the relationships, I have the training, like a little training montage, and then I have, which was something that wasn't in his, but I want to be in my chapters and in the book, is testing beliefs. No, testing beliefs, because that's the third one. I did it on this one. Yeah. So that's what I have. So from the relationship category, I have, you know, relationships with, you know, parent and child, person and environment, the effects, the vice versa effects of a person can have on the environment, and then the vice versa effect of the environment can have on the person, self versus self when it comes to the mental health aspect. I know I work in the mental health field, so I try to take some of my life lessons that I have in my real world experience, and I want to put it into my characters. And then I have stigmas, expectations, and there was something else in like the little bullet point. But then with that, I also put like the chapters that I think will go with it. I'm gonna start outlining the chapters tonight. But I have like maybe chapter 3, you'll start putting in this, the relationship between this and this, and I have the character, going down the bullet list for my relationships. Then for the training, I have really it just being Jakari, and by the way, I changed Kashari to Jahari, and now I'm back to Jakari because I want the k sound. I like the k. It's, I don't know, something about it. So his name is now changed to Jakari, but it might change. You never know. I don't know. It ain't the final version yet, so it could. I'll probably change it 10 more times by the time I'm done with this, but we shall see. But for the training aspect, when you see training happening in the book, it's really just with Jakari and the Demented. I have it where I've specifically notated where he will have some success, but he will mainly have failures. And I think that's more appropriate because, you know, just off of my experience with working in the mental health field, you have very few, you celebrate the small things because they're big, because the everyday is hard as shit. You know what I mean? So if I have a client that's willing to engage with me and takes their medication, and a client that showers twice every other, or, you know, every day for 2 days straight, or maybe for like a week they shower, and then, you know, the next week they don't, but then they shower. But, you know, it's like the little things that I had to remind myself that I need to incorporate because that's big. And with Kashari, since his magic is, you know, I have it where, and I also kind of just, side note, sorry. Also, what I did with my magic system, I added that to the world building where I explained like the magic is sort of a sixth sense. So everyone has the ability to manifest this magic, but it's only during extreme conditions, physically, mentally, and emotionally, where this may manifest. And I wrote something else with it because I was like, my magic needs to be more grounded, more principled. Like, yes, it's connected to the emotions, and everybody can have crazy emotions. So I was like, okay, magic is just like a sixth sense. Like, everyone can have it. Only a few people who are unstable may manifest it. You know, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to get that into more of a science. I feel I need to get that more into like a tangible science. I'm still working on that. But I wanted to connect that with Kashari with his training, because I don't want him to have a lot of success. I want him to have more failures than success, because that's kind of like how the real world works. Like, you have your success, you have your small victories that light the way when you have a lot of the defeats in your life. God, that sounds so depressing, but it's so true. So anyway, I have his training. And then for the testing and beliefs, that's just basically, I put bullet points where these will be chapters where the characters' belief about themselves or the world or the society and blah, blah, blah will be challenged. They can either A, learn from it and grow, or B, be stifled and not grow, and then, you know, repercussions will happen, but I don't want to be like repercussions like, oh, bad, you didn't learn your lesson, but more like, okay, if I'm having a character that's gonna stay stagnant, I'm gonna have to explain why in their belief system. Because if it's, I mean, when your belief system is strong, it's gonna take a lot more than a couple of chapters to be like, oh, I'm a whole brand new person and I see the world as what it is. No, it's not going to be none of that. But I still want them to be like logical explanations of, okay, why this character is staying stagnant. And then because of this, they might be doing this action because this is still what they believe, even though it might, be wrong and all that stuff, try to make them more human, more personable. So I got that. And so now it just leads me to start actually outlining each chapter. So like I said before, I have 4 parts in this book, and each part will have 10 chapters. The 10th chapter of each section will be kind of like the climax. So part 1 will be its own thing, part 2 will be its own thing, 3 and 4, all that jazz. And I haven't looked at Brandon Sanderson's outlining. Okay, I did. He had a shit ton of stuff for his like outline for chapters, like 4 or 5 paragraphs for chapter 1. I was like, oh, fuck me. But I'm gonna do it. My goal for this week is to have at least 3 chapters done and outlined. Hopefully, in the perfect world, I can knock out a chapter a day. But the way Brandon Sanderson is so detailed with his stuff, I know for me, I'm going to start something and I won't be able to finish it because I'm still going to be thinking about it. And so I'm going to pause. That was also a tip from Jed Horns. Fuck, is that his name? Anyway, he's another author tuber. Very popular. Y'all probably heard of him. Pictures right here. But anyway, in his video with Brandon Sanderson, he said one of the tips, it could have been, no, it was just his most recent video with his writing advice that no one ever told him, to stop writing when he's still in a good spot, because then he can pick up right where he left off because he was still in that like writer mojo type of thing. So I've low-key been doing that. Like I've been writing a little bit every day over the weekend with the outlining stuff. And even though I know I can go on, I just close it and just stop, because I'm like, okay, I know exactly where I'm going to pick up off at. So in a perfect world, I would like to have had all 5 chapters done every single day. Probably not going to happen. So I'm going to go to the tip that was given in that YouTube video, write what I can, and when I feel like I can go on and I have some more ideas happening, I'm just going to close it. That will also help me think of other ideas, because that tends to be the type of person that I am. Like once I start thinking about something, I keep going on and I add more stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. There we go. So yeah, so I'm actually going to get started on that tonight after my workout and all that shit, because prioritize, gotta prioritize and stuff. I still have to finish some of my stuff for work, and all that jazz, and then eat, and then work out. Wait, I should work out and then eat, right? Yeah, I should work out first and then eat. I'm not even gonna eat that much. Okay, y'all don't care about my workout, but anyway, that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna write for a little bit. And I might write in my writing room. Y'all don't know, but like I got lights. Let me see if I can do this. My husband put up like lights in the background, so I can be all up in my aesthetic zone and shit. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's what we're going to be doing this week. So y'all know, I put y'all on. Okay, cool. Oh, and one other thing that I added that I don't think I mentioned earlier were the ages of my characters. So I made my characters 18, 19, and 20. At first, I had them all like in their mid-teens, 16 and 17. But then I was like, I'm the type of fantasy reader where if it's like an epic fantasy and it's like these outlandish scales of they have to travel the world and all this shit, and they're like 13 and 14 and 15 and 16. I'm just like, bitch, you are not doing that. I don't care. I mean, yes, it's a fantasy. Yes, it's not, I mean, it's not real, but I'm thinking about it in the real world. I'm like, my ass would not be doing that. The fucking call to, what's it called? Not the heroes thing. It's the call to action. That shit would have went on deaf ears. Asked me to do something as crazy like that in 16. So I decided to round my characters up because I feel like the things that my characters will be doing will resonate more with an older well, yeah, older, kind of, no goddamn adult, no goddamn 20. I'm sorry. I just consider myself an adult because I just passed 26. So they said I'm now officially an adult. So, oh, like, okay, my brain is there, supposedly. I got it all together. But I wanted to have my characters be appropriate for the things I'm going to be putting their asses through. And the typical age of like 16, I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So I'm going to have them be older because I'm going to be having my characters go through like these situations that, you know, are going to challenge their beliefs. And I'm like, well, I don't think asking this question to a 16-year-old is appropriate for where their headspace is at, right? So I feel like with my characters being a little bit on the older side, and then with the books continuing, you know, they get older, it would make more sense, especially when it comes to the relationships and my characters being able to actually express themselves. I mean, even though I work with adults who have issues expressing themselves. It's just more easier when you are older to voice your frustrations, and then you might be able to actually do shit about it. You know what I mean? Like I could be a mad ass 16-year-old all day, but what the fuck can I do about it? I'm fucking 16, man. I be watching some of these shows and I be like, they doing a lot for a 16-year-old. Y'all need to sit y'all ass down. Like, where's y'all parents? Like, I don't know. That's just me. So I was like, let me age up my characters so when the call to action comes, they can actually do shit about it. Okay, they can do something about it. All right, because they're 18, they're 19, and they're 20. So I expect a little bit more from them. So yeah, that's it. It's going on 16 minutes. So let me stop. Because I've already filmed this video twice. So now I'm just gonna be rambling on. So yeah, I will touch bases with y'all in the next clip, clearly, on how my writing has been going. So I will see y'all later. Hey y'all, we got a car vlog today. Y'all be so proud of me. I am here at my facility. I live a whole hour before I normally go up to work. It's because I wanted to eat out here because I just needed to be out here. I got 10 minutes before I gotta clock in and start seeing folks. So let me give y'all an update on what happened yesterday. I have 6 paragraphs in my section for part 1. I know I said I was gonna be bullet pointing like the chapters of what was happening, but when I actually went through and read part 1 of Brandon Sanderson, it was still more detailed of what he was talking about earlier from, testing, training, and all that stuff. It said when those were happening in part 1. So I did the same thing too. I have 6 paragraphs. I am still struggling with Zadia's storyline B, which I think driving up here, I think I know who's gonna be that interaction for her storyline B. And I just have to, I think I just have to figure out where it's gonna go. One thing that I was struggling with, because I didn't start like bullet pointing the chapters, just all of part 1, the relationships and all that stuff, and then how it's gonna end. I would say I'm about 85% of the way there. For some reason, for Adonai, I don't know what I didn't know how I really wanted to. I knew how I wanted to introduce her and all that stuff. I just don't know how I want to make her story progress in the first 10 chapters. It's kind of weird. For some reason, I know how I wanted to end with her, and I know how it starts, but I don't know the middle part. So I was struggling with that a little bit. I fell asleep on it. And I think I'm just going to focus more on the relationship with her and her dad, per se, even though, because I know at the end of this, she's going to try to figure out the truth about her mom from what another side character tells her when she goes off to meet him and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, how can I I can make this where she's interested in learning the truth, and then that can still connect to her and her little love thing, and then her and her dad. I'm like, okay, I can make that work. I don't know, for some reason sometimes the details are a little bit, they're fuzzy. It's like, oh, I kind of know what I want, but I don't really know the specifics. Her storyline B is fine, so I would just have to think of her storyline A, like her main one, and I got it, and I kind of figured it out. I just didn't know with her coming chapter what was going to keep the people wanting to read her stuff, right? And I'm pretty sure I figured it out. And this is again why I wanted my characters to be like of age, because it's like, yeah, like I feel like my characters are appropriate for the things that their parents are gonna ask them and be like, well, da 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 da, and I'm gonna need proof of this and all this stuff. So I think I'm on the right page with her. With Jakari, I'm feeling pretty good. I know his push into the new world, I figured that out. His is pretty much done with, so it's just after I'm done with part 1, I'm damn sure I'm gonna be done with part 1 today, and then I can start actually bullet pointing the chapters, so I know for a full fucking fact. But I feel like today while I'm out here working, I'm still gonna be thinking about the nitpicky stuff, like since the overview of part 1, what we're gonna see, then I gotta go into the nitpicky of how it's gonna be portrayed in the chapters. That's gonna be a little bit of a head turner, I feel, but I think that's it. So I'm pretty much 85% done with the whole part 1. I have about 6 paragraphs. I'll probably have, if I add what I'm thinking right now, and if I go back and tweak it and flesh out some more things, I can definitely have like 10 or 11 paragraphs. And then from there, I know what I want to pick and choose. I've already added, everybody's meeting their storyline B character in this first part, but you don't know it's their storyline B. I'm focusing on their A on this first part. Then in part 2, it's going to be more of them interacting with their storyline B, and then all that stuff. So yeah, so it's just really just brainstorming and just picking what I like. I guess the best part is like, I could just keep trying new things until I figure out something that sticks with me. So that's good. Yeah, I think that's it. I will see y'all later after tonight's writing in the next clip, and then I will update y'all from there, right? Hey guys, it's the same day. Yeah, I said in the next clip I will see you like tomorrow, but it's definitely the same day. Good news, I have completely finished outlining all of Jakari's chapters. I have all of his bullet points. So he has a total of 4 chapters that are going to introduce him, set up his problem, and then kind of just throw him into his new world. So I just finished doing that. It's about 9 o'clock, so I'm about to get ready to go to bed. So you guys know how I said this first part will have 10 chapters? I think it might have to be a little bit longer, only because he already has 4 chapters, which means I need 6 chapters left until I'm done with part 1. But I'm like, I haven't even got it started with Zadia's or Ananias, so I'm obviously tweaking that now as I go. And excuse me, my nose is like really runny. My allergies are like going through the roof. That's because of all these animals I got, and I'm allergic to animals, and I got all these goddamn animals. I'm a glutton for punishment. But so I already know I'm gonna have to tweak that. So I was like, well, okay, I figured I might have spoken a little bit too soon when it came to how many chapters it was gonna be in a certain section. So I'm just gonna have to adapt to that. But everything else seems to be going smoothly. When I was rereading the paragraphs, I think it was just the way my brain was thinking, but when I was rereading the paragraphs for all of part 1, I kind of got myself a little bit confused. So I closed out my Scrivener document and I reopened my plotter, and I started to do things separately. So like Jakari's own bullet points, Zadia's own bullet points, Ananias' own bullet points, instead of them being all in that paragraph. I knew that was going to bite me in the ass, because that outlining method was for one main character, and I got 3. And I was like, ooh, Abriana, that kind of need to separate this a little bit, get your colors and all that, get them all separated. So I'll just be doing that in Plotter now. So I'm actually done. I'm done with Brandon Sanderson's outlining method, right? And I just had to clap, pat myself on the back, damn, or on the shoulder, however the damn phrase is. So I'm actually done with that. And now how I'm doing my outlining, I think I'm gonna move over to Abbie Emmons, how she outlines her chapters. So right now each of the chapters that I have 4 bullet points, and then in the parentheses, well, not in the parentheses, but in certain sections I put in parentheses, I should be feeling bad for this character because of this. Make me feel this. I should feel weird with this character saying that because of this. So I'm trying to already put that in my mind. It's my husband. I'm trying to put that in my mind, like the tone of how these chapters should be sounding when you first meet them. You should be like, oh, sad, empathetic. Okay, I'm understanding what and why they are. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm filming a video.
I hope you ain't pointing the camera.
I'm not putting the camera at you. You look great.
Yeah.
Okay, but so I'm gonna end it here. Then I'll touch bases when I'm done with everyone's chapter outline, and we'll just see where we're at. So, hey guys, update. February 8th officially, so a next day clip. Y'all, I am done with all of Zadia's chapters, so I have officially 8 chapters already outlined. And it's only just 4 p.m. Oh, what happened was I actually started outlining all of Zadia's chapters this morning at like 8. So I'm done with all of her stuff. Like I said, I'm at 8 chapters outlined. And what I did, I watched Abbie Emmons' video on how she, outlined her chapter by chapter outline, if that's right. Yeah, that's the video. Dogs barking, all that stuff. So I'm done. Technically, I could say I'm done with my writing for today because I already got it done like this morning and it feels amazing. But what I'll probably do is I'm going to try to tackle Adoniah's chapters with doing her 4 bullet points. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this second chapter has 6. But for the most part, all chapters had at least 5 bullet points just explaining what's going on, the parentheses of how the reader should be feeling when they're reading this chapter. They should be upset. They should be like, oh, she's a terrible person, but oh, I like her, now she's redeeming herself. You know what I mean? Put all that in there. The only issue that I have right now is that I did the chapter outlines, the 2 through 4, in my Google Docs. And for some reason, I can't copy and paste that over into Plotter. And if Plotter thinks I'm about to retype it was only 2 pages of stuff, but actually it's going on 3. If Plotter thinks I'm about to retype like 3 pages of notes, it got another thing coming. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I cannot copy and paste the bullet points from my chapters and like put them in their actual templates in Plotter for some reason. I don't know why. And I need to do this so I can physically see where the chapters are going, because once I'm done with Adoniah and I've had all 12, it'll be 12 chapters done within this first part, nice and even, you know what I mean? So once I have these 12 chapters done, then I need to rearrange them in a way that makes sense, so it's like, a full continuous day, start it, end it. And the way I outline both Jakari and Zadia is just full days, just boom, 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 boom. I didn't stop to think about the other characters when I'm gonna put them in. I just laid all their shit out. Intro, inciting incident, and intro, exposition, exciting incident, and then they're pushed into the new world. So I've just put all that out together. So I really need Plotter to get its life in order. Well, I guess I could put the stuff in Scrivener, but I really want to do it in Plotter so I can map it out, since I've already got everything like done and I'm going into like that new world. Everyone's already had their inciting incident. So I don't know what the hell that's the only thing that's been making me mad. But besides that, writing has been good. So I think I'm gonna finish Ananias today. And then I would have hit my goal because I'm like, have 3 chapters at least outlined, and I'll have 12 chapters. I would have all of part 1 done. Like, come on now, it would have been done. So yeah, I gotta figure that shit out. And then it's gonna go into the real fun part of organizing my day, or organizing the chapters, and then actually writing. Because what I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna tackle part 1. And when I'm done with part 1, I'll go into part 2. That's what I think I want to do. Because one thing I haven't noticed, if I don't already have like the brain juices going, it's hard for me to kind of pick up and think of something to add on, if that makes sense. So really writing everything out and having part 1 kind of completed, I feel like for me that's just gonna kind of help me have like what I want to say, not the motivation, but if I type all of part 1, then I would at least know where I'm gonna like stop off at, because I don't know which of those 3 main characters is gonna be like the last chapter for part 1. But once I kind of figure that out and write it, I feel like I'll have something to go into part 2, and then from there I can start plotting out part 2. Because what I want this book to be, I really want this book to be character driven. I don't want it to be plot driven. I have points that I want to express, but I want the characters to be dictating how I'm really writing this book, if that makes sense. So I figured I get all of part 1 situated, then I would have known the characters a little bit more, right? And then jumping into part 2, I would have had something that I would have like not fallen back on, but I would have had something to push me forward into part 2. We're running with something, we got it. So, and then I would have been more in like a writing mode, you know what I mean? I haven't like written a chapter and like not like a 3,000 word chapter in a minute. So that's that on that. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this clip and I will touch bases with y'all at the end of this writing week. Oh my gosh, this camera keeps falling. I really need to get a tripod. Okay, I think that's it. Whew. Hey y'all, it is Sunday. I don't even fucking know. February the Sunday. I'll put it right here. It's been a long couple of days. So I think the last time I filmed updating y'all was Wednesday, or was it Thursday? Anyway, our house or our whole area has been afflicted with power outage after power outage. So I had no power for like not 2 days, but the first time we were out of power, it was like 15 minutes, but it kept going on and off. The last time we were out of power, it was for like 5 going on 6 hours. So I couldn't even do my work when I got home. So I thought it would be really cool if I just like wrote at candlelight, and it would be all so cool and inspiring. But newsflash, when your phone is dying and you can't play your music, because obviously I need my camera to film it as well. Anyway, it was a whole bunch of crap. Okay, filming at night just with candles ain't shit. That shit was hard as hell, and I couldn't see, and I was like, oh, fuck it, I tried. So I didn't do any writing on Friday. Saturday, I left to go out of town. I had a funeral and a car show that I had to go to, so then that took up most of my time. And now we're here on Sunday, which is February the fucking something. I can't figure out. Is it the? Has to be the 11th, right? I don't know. Anyway, so that's what's been happening. So let me give y'all a quick update. So I am more than halfway done with my outlining. I'm on Adoniah's chapter. What I got stuck with her was because her life is so different from Zadia and Jakari. I was like, I don't know what it's like to live in a palace and then, you know, have like all these issues just pop up out of nowhere. Like, I didn't know what, and I still don't know what her inciting incident is going to be. Like, the first two chapters are fairly outlined. I've stopped near the end of her chapter 3 outline because I want that to be the inciting incident. But I don't necessarily know what I want to happen to her. I look tired as hell. Oh my gosh. It was a 4-hour drive, man. Kick my ass. So that's that on that. I haven't figured out what I want her inciting incident to be and all that stuff. But what I did find interesting, I was thinking about like the language and the distinctions between like the 3 different classes that are in my world. So how I have my trueborns, the first families, and then like the manifestors. I was watching somebody's video and it was talking about naming characters, and how it's a good idea to have, like, if you have like subsets of people like in your world, to have them have similar names. So I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, I kind of like that. I want to go for it. So now I'm going through now and just changing up these side characters' names. Like the girl that is like Adoniah's like evil enemy, her name was similar spelling with the trueborn families, because I've decided that all my trueborn families will have like silent T's before their name. Like Zadia, you know, the T is silent, but they have you know, a little accent or dash in between, comma, not comma, apostrophe, duh, the apostrophe in between the names, right? That's how the trueborn families' names are. A lot of L, silent T's type of things. And then when it comes to the first families, how Adoniah, that's 4 fucking syllables right there, right? It just sounds so pretty, like Adoniah. That's so cute. So I'm trying to have that same, like, not cadence, maybe is that the word I want to use, the same type of sound verbiage for all the other trueborn families, because she's gonna be interacting with a lot of, I'm sorry, not trueborn, first families, right? So she's gonna be interacting with a lot of first families, which are just really the 10 main families that oversee or power the whole fucking country, right? So that's really what I'm gonna be working on. And once I actually finish Adoniah's chapter, I'm gonna work on, you know, ordering them in their order they should be in, and then I'm gonna just start writing this, because I would have been done. Like, I am done with part 1. I just have to figure out what this girl inciting incident is going to be, and then pushing her into the new world. And I've been thinking about it for like since I've had the power outage. I'm like, I've been tossing a lot of ideas back and forth. But yeah, so that's really what we accomplished this week with writing. I still give myself a pat on the damn back. Part 1, I would say, is complete, minus the last 2 chapters. Well, really the 1 chapter that I really have to outline. But doing the outline, like, that Abbie Emmons did, like, in her video, it really helped me kind of, like, set up the scenes that I know are going to be happening in that chapter. So it's a longer chapter, because, like I said, I kind of want them to be, like, 3,000 words. And now that each part will definitely have at least 12 chapters, not to beef it up, but so I can get everyone's point of view and at least finish their arcs in different parts, or in each part of the story. So breaking it down that way, and then we're breaking down the chapters that way, and then adding more chapters to the parts. I think that's going to be real beneficial for me. So yeah, I'm going to end this video on whatever day that is. I don't know. It's very upsetting me. It's upsetting me that I can't remember what the date is. It's been a long week. It's the day after the car show, so that's all that matters. The day after the car show. So, that's it. I'm going to end this video. Take a nap. Get ready for the Super Bowl. Oh, wait, the fuck. It's Super Bowl today. So, okay, there we go. Now you know what today is, because it's the fucking Super Bowl. I should have just led with that. Still don't remember what the date is. Don't matter. But Rihanna about to be on this halftime show, so I'm ready. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna end it now, and I'm gonna see y'all later on in another video.